Sunlandic 1, and Banshees fail. Not quite sure why Banshees failed, but apparently he's had bad experiences with shrieking lady ghosts. Alright, let's go take a look at this constructed draft, then, or competitive draft. Alright, Remney, go ahead and shoot me the challenge. I'll take it once I complete the actual draft part. Fair enough. We will take a Spite Hydra, because, yeah. Which means we need to force or Tempest. I have no Tempest card, so we're going to take the Gravegeist as a solid 7-drop. It's probably what I would take out of this pack anyways. And look for a Tempest card. We have a Tempest card. Not a great one, but it can win games. Oh, gosh. I don't want any of these. I'm going to take the Violent Outburst because it's something that I could actually see myself playing on an occasion. But this is a terrible pack. And Firebane Steed. If I were playing Necrium Utera, I would take the Symbiote. Not playing Necrium Utera, I'm going to take the Ambusher. I'm a big fan of the Ambusher. Oh, man. Razortooth Stalker or Rotfiend? Razortooth Stalker requires a certain board state, and if you don't level it, it's significantly worse. Rotfiend is almost always a good play, and if you don't level it, it's still a good underdrop. So I'm taking the Rotfiend. Go ahead and take an Infernal Visage in honor of... I don't even remember the name now, but he's not here tonight, so it doesn't matter. Infernal Visage. And an Ambusher is a solid 7-drop. And... I don't have any tokens yet for the Spirit Leash. And I'm already at 2 spells, and I'm only 10 cards in. I think I'm going to take the Avalanche Guardian. Ooh, this one's between Crusher and Spider. As you saw earlier, Spider can be very effective. But I like Crusher as just a solid rank 2 and 3 creature, and decent enough level 1. Doesn't really have a punishing level. Evanbound Warlord, best common in my faction pairing. Best rare or common in my faction pairing. So, Evanbound Warlord. No questions asked. Frost Shadow Strike out of these. I'm going to take the Sparktail Manticore. Cast Renewal is unplayable, and I have pontificated before about how much I don't like Sorrow Harvester. That has not changed. I still do not like this card. Yes, card draw is nice, but you have to have a lot of abominations to try and actually get it. And even then, it's almost always, in fact, it is always, unless you draft something strange, post-combat that you're drawing the card, which means you're drawing cards after you've made decisions on your turn, which is when you really don't want to draw them. I've had plenty of times where I've had 2 rank 2s in my hand and go, okay, the Sorrow Harvester is going to die this turn, but I've already made my decision on what I'm playing. I'm doing it pre-combat. So we're taking the Sparktail Manticore. And, gosh, we'll take the Death Current, I guess. They can kill a chump block late, maybe. Out of this pack, I don't have a lot of good options. Probably the Colossus or the Firelight Hunter. Rumblestone Elemental, despite being ridiculously adorable. Oh, look at him. He's so cute. Look at the little glowing red eye. Yeah, he's not playable. Yeti Collar, strong health, but its attack stat is just so low, it's not worth taking. Ice Mage needs synergy, so it's either the Firelight Hunter or the Cotter's Colossus. Got 3 7-drops and no 6. I'll take the Codrus. Sir Chris, I kind of don't believe you. I have never had any luck with Rumblestone. Your link to the file didn't work. I'm taking Catacomb Spider here, though. And another Infernal Visage. I haven't gotten any Zombie Titans or any Abyssal Brutes, so I want to play side lanes first because I have the Infernal Visages to set up for them. Flowstone Primordial here. Good rank 1 and 3. mediocre, substandard rank 2. Spirit Leash over that crappy guy, always. I never want to take a Zithian host. Ever. I've done it, but I don't like it. Fair enough, Sunlandic. Fair enough. This pick is actually kind of difficult for me. I really like Direhound in draft, even post-nerf. But Corpulent Shambler is a staple Necreum card, and it is really quite strong because it's an equivalent 8-8, 10-10, 18-18, which puts it on par with all of the other strong creatures like Rotfiend or Mauler. This time I'll definitely take the Racer 2 Stalker. And a Cotter's Colossus. Yay! Finally got a Stormweaver. I don't know where my Stormweavers have been lately. I was rocking Stormweavers the other night and just knocking out wins with them. And an Avalanche Guardian. Spider or Shambler. I take Shambler. Crusher. Ooh, Drake. I'm going to take the Drake. I'm in the right faction combination. I'm going to take the Spite Mage because those are bad creatures and I'm in the right combination for Spite Mage. And a 7-drop to finish it off. Alright, Rimney. AT Mobility Warmonger. Let's get this party started. Interesting. Not really sure I like this starting hand, honestly. Welcome, Mount Golem Minin. And anybody else new? No, I think I've said hello to everybody else. I need to find a plugin that alerts me when people follow the stream. By the way, speaking of following the stream, if you have not already done so, please follow the stream if you enjoy it. Get notified when I go live. Ooh, Dravatar. 25, 26. Interesting. I don't actually immediately have an answer to that. Play Utera. I think Utera is probably the strongest faction for a mono weekend. Take any trackers you see, win. Honestly, I can't imagine trying to play much of anything other than Utera or Necreum. Kalik. Shardbound Invoker and Evanbound Warlord are that strong. And then Utera has solid heroics in Spore Lord, in Tracker, in turn to menu. I'm not playing the deck I'm thinking I am. That was not quite how I should have played that. Brood Queen's not going to be viable. And Dissonant Siphon is not viable. Which are the primary reasons that Necreum is so powerful with Utera. Making it mono-faction, Necreum really loses out. Verdant Charge is very strong. Spore Lord is strong. Tracker is strong. Aetherphage isn't bad. Hermit isn't bad. You obviously can't get Patriarch. Actually, I don't know. It may be all sets. I stop and think about it. Yeah, I'd probably say Tempest is the second best, but I would take Utera over Tempest in mono. Alright, back to the Rimney game. As you saw, I dropped Flame Blade Champion and Explosives it for a board clear. I did lose my Ator in the process. I think it was worth it. Warmonger buff, get the Flame Blade Champion off the board. That's not a bad call when it's 9 damage to the face to clear the board. Meta transfer, stealth level. I assume I'm up against something like an Iron Maiden, considering I see the War Tinker and robots. Let's go with the Windweaver and a Zix. Battle. In turn. I should have moved Windweaver in front of the Matrix Warden. Oh well. Too late now. I miss seeing Matrix Warden in constructed play and in draft. When Alpha completely cycled out of draft, it was definitely a sad day. Yeah, I definitely should have moved that Windweaver in front of the Matrix Warden. Ooh, an upgraded Steelwatch Guard. Interesting. Well, we will move you over. We'll move you over. We will drop an Aeronaut and an Ator. Battle. Battle again. In turn. There's a Warmonger mod. May not be able to play it, but at least no, that's not. I don't even know what I'm thinking about. I look at the card and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a Warmonger mod. Or attack explosives. Yeah, there are enough dinos currently in the draft environment that Thunderstomp is not a bad first pick. It does mean that you're going to have to draft Utera Tempest, though. Because Tempest by itself is not enough to justify it. 7... Alright, that's how I do that. Oh wait, no, if I do that, then that... that would drop it down to 8, not be enough to kill it, so... we have to go that route. Now I expect the Windweaver to get blocked and killed, and the Flameblade Champion to get blocked. Other plays don't seem to make a lot of sense. Squadron doesn't get to buff anything because I killed everything. Matrix Warden's going to self-buff. That's a little disappointing. We'll just push 8. Actually, we'll push 4 and kill the Matrix Warden. Open up that lane. 9/9. That's a little disappointing. Killing my Ator. Nothing I can really do about it. Well, there is, but it's more investment than I want to put into that Ator when it's just going to die on his next turn. Possibly looking at an Iron Maiden 3 now. He's leveled stealth cards and both players. Ooh, that's scary. We will Flameblade Champion and Windweaver. And 9/4 is not quite enough. Battle. In turn. 13. Means that he played an Energy Surge when I wasn't looking. Yeah, Energy Surge 2. He's at 22, though. That's low enough to be concerning for him. I might actually take the gamble play here. Sorry, Ribney. That was not the creature you wanted to meta transfer. Sorry. Probably doesn't matter, but that's still kind of painful. If it makes you feel any better, it's actually not going to matter. I mean, you would have saved the damage, but I'm going to deal 18 damage to that steel forged avatar. So, if it makes you feel any better, it didn't matter. Oh. Yeah, I guess that would have mattered then. I would have been at -2. Would have only done 6. Yeah, okay. Sorry. For some reason I thought you were putting it on the Windweaver, but that wouldn't have made any sense either. No, the Flame Blade would have made a lot more sense. Still don't think it would have mattered, but... Because what I was thinking about doing was dropping Windweaver in mid on top of the Flame Blade and Warmonger modding it, which would require him to have put in something in lane 1, 3, and 5, and one of those things, none of those could have been a War Tinker because I ended up drawing the Battle Brand. So in the alternate universe where that play goes off the way you expect it to, I still win with a Warmongered Borean Windweaver. Good game, Rimney. Play the first round of this competitive draft. Let's see how this goes. As always, if you are new, and there are lots of people in here that I think are new to my stream, please follow. Welcome Merlina 87. I guess it's a girl Merlin. If you are actually a girl, I'm glad to see female representation for something Solforge related. The statistics suggest that does not happen. Something like a 97%, at least on Reddit answer rates, male game. So definitely glad to see lady or women playing it. I don't really know why that is, though. I mean, it is a video game, which means that there's a natural bias. But any of it, I'm not here to discuss gender politics. Welcome, Merlina. Assuming you didn't just immediately leave as soon as I started talking about you. I don't see you anymore. Oh well. Welcome the man in navy blue. Oh, there's Merlina. Sorry. Welcome Marvin 2015. Welcome Contagion King. I'm not sure if I've said hello to you or not, but welcome anyways. And I think that's everybody. Level up the Stormweaver, not in lane 1, 3, or 5. It was interesting. I don't know how good your collection is, so I'm going to resign myself from making a bunch of suggestions that you may or may not have access to, like Killian or meta transfer. Interesting, WGW 101. 2 damage to target creature. Not quite enough, but with the 1 from the battle, it trades positively. We will level double Corpulent Shamblers. 1 in lane 3, so that when he drops Nexus Pilot, it will die relatively quickly. And 1 in lane 4. Yeah, I occasionally have a bit of a problem when somebody asks me what I think about their deck, and then I go off and end up in my head building their deck into some form of a meta deck that already exists. That's the way my brain works. I start constructing and removing cards, and I end up with one of 8 or 9 decks that I keep going back to. And yeah, I think if I start working on yours, I end up putting things like Killian and Battlebrand and end up making it an AT leveling deck. Scorchmane Dragon. That's not really how I want to answer your question when you ask me what do you think of it. That's not good. Magical Source, Bramblewood Tracker. 5 with the Spite Hydra. That is lethal on the steel plate. That also grows the Spite Hydra. Please note that the activated ability of Spite Hydra does not actually require damage to the creature. It's deal 1 damage to a creature, and Spite Hydra gets +1/+1. I have no idea why there's this colon here, or what that means, but activating Spite Hydra on a creature with armor does buff the Spite Hydra. Very important fact to know. Because I did no damage to steel plate, but the Hydra still got the buff. And wow. Battle? Should have dropped something before I battled in front of the Raptor just because. Oh well. I really don't know what to play here. Level a Fire Main Steed and drop an Ambusher on top of the inactive zombie? Yeah, it's really, really hard to go wrong with Tracker. Colossus goes there. Battle. And Shambler on top of the zombie because I have more lanes than I can fill. And it's not looking like that's going to change. Ooh, Batterhide. 7, 8, 9, 10. That's only 10. Hey, I finally get to play 2 creatures and not feel bad about it. Firemain Steed moves over. Heavenbound Warlord shrinks the Batterhide. And we battle. I accept 7 damage in lane 5 and play a Stormweaver. I didn't turn. Yeah, sorry, Remney. Like I said, I have nearly a full collection, and that oftentimes makes me very unhelpful when people ask, what should I do to make my deck better? Or what do you think of my deck? Because I look at it and go, okay, you should add this and this and this, and they're like, I don't have those cards. And I go, oh. Which makes me feel bad then, so... I have done little deck deconstruction type deals for in the what do you have in your collection? Let's see what we can build. Fane. I don't know that I want to go through one of those right now though. Ack! No! I dropped the TARDIS. The TARDIS has fallen. The TARDIS has fallen. Mayday! Mayday! Doctor, help! Ack! I was fidgeting with my toy TARDIS. For Christmas, my wife got off of ThinkGeek got mystery box Doctor Who figures for stocking stuffers, and mine had a TARDIS with a Bad Wolf spray painted on the side, and it has sat in my office ever since, and I constantly fidget with it. Well, that's a no-brainer. And 11 and 10. Frost Shatter Strike is lethal in more ways than one. Good game, WoW, or WGW 101. Alright, so we're off to a 1-0 start with this deck. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, waiting for the next draft opponents. I'm kind of eager to see what the WCQ ends up looking like with the top 8 people that have won the qualifiers. Sorry, 7 people that have won the qualifiers and Hans. And I am staying out of the debate on whether or not team concessions is a viable, fair strategy or not. I really don't want to get caught up in all of that. Best card for me to level here, I think, is the Drake. So that's what we will do. Although I should not have put it in frickin'... I should have gone lane 2 or 4 because I have Infernal Visages in the deck. Sorry. Not bitter at myself at all for making bad plays. And that was a bad play. Because, look, I drew an Infernal Visage. I could have dropped a Crusher in lane 5, moved Drake into lane 1, and had a 6-8 Regeneration 2 and a 6-8 Regeneration 1 on the board. And that's very difficult to answer. Unfortunately, I screwed up. Ah. What I would love to see, I know there's no way they do this, but what I would love to see is the Stoneblade come out and say, all right, and for the top 8 World Championship matches, here are the ban cards. No Brood Queen, no Duskmaw, no Tracker. Have fun. I know that will never happen, but it would be awesome. We will move the Drake over. We will level a Crusher. And we will throw a Shambler in front of the Flame Sculptor. That's bad. I should have open laned that Shambler. Oh well. Too late now. I also hope that everybody that qualified for the World Championship is still playing. I'm not familiar with Captain 78 or Ipone 4. Picadore, I think I've seen around. Gotta be KD, it's still around. I'm not sure about Otsis. That's the problem with spraying it out across the better part of a year. Ooh, Windweaver. That's just not nice. Let me think about this. I'm not quite sure what to do here. And this is actually kind of a tough spot. I think I'd just level the cards I want leveled and to heck with it. I know the Stormweaver dies to the Windweaver, but there's no place I can put it where the Stormweaver lives. And if I put it in 1 or 2, the Citadel Guard crushes it and still lives. At least this way I force the Windweaver to die. I assume that was a conflagrate. I wasn't actually watching the screen. Yeah, conflagrate. Move Citadel Guard back over. Keeping the middle open for Avalanche Guardian. Makes sense. You're going to trade the Windweaver off. Not doing that would be kind of dumb. I'm Spite Maging the Razor-Tooth Stalker off the board. I have a Temp Necrium card, so that will work. Always important to check that. I assume you drop something in lane... Oh, yeah, you played Conflagrate. So, Spite Mage, and open lane the Ambusher. Battle. In turn. I don't feel too far behind this match, but I feel a little bit behind. I'm not quite sure why that is. I think I leveled better than he did. Crusher, Stormweaver, Ambusher, Spite Mage, Shambler, Drake, and of course another Shambler. Instigator, okay, that's good to know he has it, but I'm not too concerned about it. Unfortunately, my hand doesn't set up particularly well for that Citadel Guard. I will throw the Gravegeist in front of the Citadel Guard, and the Shambler... do I want an open lane or in front of the Spark Soul? I'll put it in front of the Spark Soul. I could have open laned it in one. That was probably the better play, because now I'm going to draw Visage and not be able to use it. What am I thinking? I keep telling myself, play into the side lane so that you can play your Visage. What do I not do? Play into the side lane so I can play my Visage. Windweaver 2. That's distressing. Spark Soul's going to move over and hit me for 6. Avalanche Guard's going to move over to block the Shambler. And Stormweaver, it doesn't. Stormweaver will enable the Avalanche Guard to kill the Shambler. Gosh darn it. If I'd played Shambler in lane 1, this would all be different. But no. Fortunately, I have a decent follow-up to that play. Not great, but decent. Now I need something that can kill the Windweaver. I've got 2 somethings that can kill the Windweaver. Probably go with the Spite Mage because it's going to die to anything. Whereas the Crusher would die to the Windweaver, but not die to much else. And the Crusher, under no circumstances will it go into a lane other than 1 unless I have to block something out. And I probably do have to block something out, but we won't talk about that. If he plays this correctly, he should battle first and then move the Windweaver in front of the Flowstone Primordial. So I have to overwrite the Flowstone to kill the Windweaver. No. Okay, so the Windweaver is going to be an open kill for me with the Spite Mage. The Stormweaver dies to my Stormweaver. Actually, 3 damage. The Emberwind Evoker dies to the Stormweaver plus the zombie. And the other Stormweaver can run itself into Crusher. I know I'm not putting Crusher in the side lane. That's because of the board state. I'd rather clear his board than have Crusher in a side lane. And of course, I didn't put a creature in the side lane, so what did I draw? Cragwalker and an Instigator. Cragwalker dies to the Ebonbound Warlord. Crusher takes out the Instigator. Assuming he doesn't... Oh, he can't. The question is, do I really want to do that, or would I rather level the Ambusher? I think I'd rather level the Shambler. Battle. Level my good cards. Ambusher's not bad. I don't mind leveling it, but I'd rather have the Shambler. 15-15 with the 3-drop on death. Works out pretty well. Now, I don't have a bad 3-1. Shambler is obviously going into lane 1. So when I draw the friggin' Visage, I will be able to actually play it. Shambler in lane 1. My options here are Spite Hydra or Frost Shatter Strike for the board clear. I think I want to take the Frost Shatter for the board clear. Might not have been the right play, but getting Frost Shatter leveled, it can end games late. Stormweaver. Don't have an answer for that in this hand. Razortooth Stalker, I unfortunately do not have an answer for in this hand. I think we just block out the Stalker with the Cotter's Colossus and the Ambusher. If he draws his Windweaver, yeah, it will move to mid and smack me in the face, but if he draws his Windweaver, there's nothing I can do to stop that. If he doesn't, that blocks out the Stalker. Flame Sculptor. Does he have a spell to go with it this time? Violent Outburst. Interesting. Take 11 to kill the Ambusher. Very interesting. Not sure what I think about that. Probably a good play. Using your life pool as a resource. It was a free play. Ack! Sorry, Denzel. I don't know what I did, but please don't bite me. I have my cat in my lap. So when I said I was home alone, I'm at home with my 5 cats and 4 dogs. My wife likes animals. For those of you that don't know why I'm home alone, my wife and daughter have gone to my wife's farm for the weekend. I will be picking them up on Saturday for the rest of the week, not the weekend. Anyways, you understand. Borean Windweaver 3 is quite painful. My play here is going to be Stormweaver to kill the Stormweaver. Letting the Stormweaver live doesn't work out for me well. And put the Drake in lane 4. Doesn't really matter where, honestly. It's got enough mobility that it can get to wherever it wants, and the Windweaver is going to do what the Windweaver does. Welcome, HP 4th edition. 4th ETD. Edition would be EDT. I'm not sure what EDT stands for. But welcome in any case. And welcome Hullsbird. Welcome Mongo Smash. I'm not sure if I said hello to you yet or not today. Welcome Katiri. And I think, oh, welcome Fragonaut. I think that's everybody. Let's see here. There's not a threat on the board that I'm particularly worried about, so it's not going to be Spite Mage. It is going to be Shambler and Crusher in the 2 side lanes, so that this time when I draw into my Visage, I will be able to play it to a decent effect. Move this Drake to mid to force Sky Knight Glider to move. And I drew my Visage with good creatures in my side lanes. I didn't think this day would ever come. And the rest of my hand's kind of crappy, although I'll probably play the Colossus instead. Uh-oh. Citadel Guard 3. That's a game winner. It's really difficult to answer. Conflagrates. That means the Drake's going to die. And that will kill the Shambler. We will drop... we'll drop a Shambler in the Cotter's Colossus. If he instigators the Citadel Guard next turn, I'm in big trouble. If he doesn't, I feel pretty good about myself. I did not draw an answer to Citadel Guard, so I probably should have remembered I had an Elementalist and not put the Cotter's Colossus in 4. Oh, gosh. Yeah, that's painful. We will drop a Gravegeist. Battle. And drop a Gravegeist. That was not a good 3.1. Or, sorry, 4.1. Hmm. 11. That's going to be too much. This is starting to look bad for me. That's only -6, -6. That is only 7. If I stack things, I can kill the Stormweaver. I might have to do that. I think I do. 7 and 14 and 25. I could push 25. Don't like that, though. I want to kill the... I want to kill the Stormweaver. I would really like to be able to handle these Citadel Guards, but it's just not happening. I will at least push 14. I am very concerned about these Citadel Guards at this point. Instigator activates either one of them, and I'm taking 25 to the face. But that's better than throwing cards away in front of them while dreading that eventuality. Drop Shambler in front of Spark Soul and Open Lane Crusher. And hope that I draw something with at least 15 attack. I did. Draw 2 somethings with 15 attack. So if he Instigators here, I have the ability to answer the Citadel Guard that he activates. Doesn't really matter what I throw in front of it. It's going to be Stormweaver and something to kill a Citadel Guard if he plays the Instigator, which he didn't do. Stormweaver. And now the board state is such that pretty much forced to throw something in front of the guard because nothing dies in combat. So I'll throw the... I'm honestly better served to overwrite that zombie. Yeah, I want to overwrite the zombie with the Drake. Because just killing one Citadel Guard does nothing for me. I have to kill both of them. This isn't good. If he activates a guard now, I think I lose. Kill off the Drake, which didn't have mobility because I chose to play it poorly. That's fine. I'm quite happy with you trading the Sky Knight Glider off for the Drake. Spark Soul, you take 16. Or no, you've still got another play. There you go. Battle, all of that dies. I really should have put... Yeah, okay. That's going to kill that, so let's ping the 14 health Citadel Guard, get it down a little bit. Let's drop max threat. If I could only threaten one lane, I would play the Manticore and get the damage through. But since I'm going to be threatening 3 lanes, he's going to block the Stormweaver and block probably the Ambusher, which means I get 6 damage instead of 3. I guess I would have gotten... Oh well. Frost Shadow Strike at this point is 11, so that could take out a Citadel Guard. Windweaver, that means things die. I would not have put the Windweaver there, though. Okay. Never mind. Windweaver there is fine. I think I'm going to clear both Citadel Guards so that they aren't sitting here looming large over my shoulder with a Frost Shadow Strike. I'll take out both Citadel Guards with that, and then side lane a Crusher. Would have liked to have played the Flowstone Primordial to get it to its rank 3, but finally getting rid of those 2 guards that have been just kind of omnipresent seemed like the thing to do. And another Citadel Guard. Fortunately, this time I can shrink it and trade evenly after shrinking. No, that's not worth it. We'll figure out what I'm going to do with this second play. That is only -9, so that can't kill that. Thunderstomp, because why not? I don't really have a great play here. I think I shrink the Windweaver, and I Spite Mage the Flame Sculptor off the board. And once again, I'm under imminent threat from Citadel Guards. If he drops his Instigator, I probably lose, actually. But that was better than taking the 17. Here I'm forcing him to have the card. If I just take the 17 from the Instigator, or not the Instigator, the whatever that thing was. The consistent creature that makes spells free. You know what? I'm going to push 8. And drop Cadras Colossus. Okay, so if he activates Citadel Guard, I'm not dead, because I can throw something in front of it to block it after I take the 25. That's not good. That covers a lot of lanes. But still no Instigator. Spark Soul. Just keep open laning creatures. Now the Instigator, if he has the Instigator, he'll move the Avalanche Guardian. He's doing that either way. And drop the Instigator in mid. Activate the Citadel Guard. And hopefully he doesn't play Violent Outburst on the Instigator. That would be bad. I just have to keep treading water and hope he doesn't see his Instigator. My deck feels stronger, but we'll see. Poosh Limmer, I have been there. You have what should be a dominant deck, and suddenly there are 17 plants on the board. And he does get his Instigator, so the Citadel Guard's going to smack me for 25. Fortunately, I clear his board, so this one's not over yet, folks. Clear the Spark Soul with the Stormweaver. Drop the Gravegeist 3 in front of the Citadel Guard. Drop the Ambusher in an open lane. Battle. If he were a bit lower on life, I could have played an Elementalist trick to kill him, but was not that low on life. So we are now into rank 6. Storm Spear versus Storm Spear. Sky Knight Glider. The Emberbound Warlord kills off the Storm Spear. And 17. We're about to approach rank 7, so I'm going to go ahead and level up my Flowstone Primordial. We do that, and that, and level that up. Unfortunately, he still has his Windweaver in the deck, so that can put me at dangerously low levels of... Drops Windweaver, moves Sky Knight Glide over. I'm at 3. If he doesn't, okay, fine with that. My zombie keeps pinging him for 3. That's something. Oh, unfortunately I have nothing. 14, 15, 16, 17. I can push 17. Think I'm going to push 17 by death currenting. Battle. And it doesn't really matter what I play in front of the Flame Sculptor. So we'll play the Drake. Because whatever I play dies, and I have to block it. The reason I don't play the Razor Tooth Stalker is he has very likely some sort of removal option that could kill it, and then he push the 17. And if it's a Flame Lance, I just die. But this game has gone to player level 7. Emperor Women of Ochre 3. If he does not block lane 1, I win. Oh my gosh. This is the most awesome, epic winning play ever. Manticore. Infernal Visage. Push 5. Good game, Patrio. That was epic. I like that lethal. Sparktail Manticore. 2 level 1s to end a player level 7 game. Oh. Completely justifying that Manticore pick now. What a way to end it. Arzakon, yes I did. And then I have been kicking myself all night because I've been misplaying the Visage plays. Or misplaying Visage setup. Doing things like playing Drake in mid lane when I should put it in lane 2 or 4. But that was an epic finish. By the way, welcome back to the stream, Arzakon. Anybody else to say welcome to? Welcome, Raider 10. And I think I've said hello to everybody else. All right, SG Ority or Sgority or something. Glowhive Sidereign, I'm not worried about. I'm not going to use my Spite Mage there. Maybe I level Death Current. No, that's a dumb idea. I'd rather level Spite Mage than Death Current. Why would I ever level Death Current? Crusher. I don't really want to play Infernal Visage when I only get 1 creature value. I think leveling Spite Mage is my best option here. Battle. Don't like doing it for Glowhive, but maybe I should have open laned the Spite Mage. Be like, okay, here's what we're going to do. You're going to figure out how to block this guy, or just keep taking 3. American Mobster, I will do one after this game. Well, that was interesting. He opened himself up to a Visage play. I would rather level Shambler than Colossus, so he dropped Shambler in lane 1, and Visage. And Visage. Take my bear. Chomp chomp. Hmm, 7/7. That trades off. We'll drop the Ambusher in the side lane and drop the Stormweaver. I've already seen my other Visage. It was in my opening hand, so I don't have that coming. But that still seems like a solid play. Spite Hydra and Shambler. Likely to be my play here. Well, we obviously shrink that guy. We drop the Spite Hydra. Now the question is, I know I said I wanted to play Shambler. I also have the option of Spirit Leashing the Ambusher. Uh-oh. We've got the mobsters back in here. Welcome back, the Russian mobster. Yeah, I think that I like leashing the Ambusher better than playing the Shambler. That 12/12 is basically a rank 2 creature going into rank 2. So basically I got the drop on him for 1.1. Yeah, Arzakon, I agree. I feel like I'm pretty far ahead right now. I've got the life total. I've got the board state. And my 2.1 is going to be very strong with a Crusher 2 and an Ebonbound Warlord in hand. I assume Stormweaver is going to ping... I actually don't know. Yeah, pings the Spite Hydra. Battle. Double block. Ambusher. Makes perfect sense to me. Unfortunately, it's not good enough because my Ebonbound Warlord pops out. Shrinks Groot. That's only 3 damage, so it doesn't do enough to anything to kill it outright. Obviously dropping the Crusher. Definitely ping that for 1. And 2 more. Doesn't really matter because they're both at combat lethal. And I have 5 lanes to his none. And it just gets worse. I Spirit Leash the Ebonbound Warlord onto the Zithian Crusher, or the Stormweaver I just drop. Yeah, I think you are correct, Arzakon. I don't really see a way for him to come back from this next turn. His board's clear. I have a gigantic Zithian Crusher. Rank 3 stats. And rank 3 is still 2 turns away for him. And there's the concession. Good game, SG Ority, or S-Gority. Alright, we're off to a 3-1 start. Or, sorry, 3-1. That would be the end. 3-0 start. If I draw well, I can easily take this deck to a 4-0. It's got enough bad cards. Whoa! I did not mean to turn sound all the way up. It's got enough bad cards that I could have some bad draws, though. This is not by any means a lock. Not like a 3-tracker deck would be a lock. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Arzakon, the only thing that I say on stream, I generally don't draft crazy decks, but the only thing I say on stream is I try not to draft Necromutera. Because I think Necromutera is overrepresented in the queue. If I'm playing by myself and not for other people's entertainment, I'll draft Necromutera. I find it a little bit more boring because everybody plays it. And the longer this takes, the better my odds. It's not that bad, Shodair. It is the weakest draft faction right now, though. But if you've got a Nexus Gunner and nothing else, you take the Nexus Gunner because it's a good card. And there's somebody curse venting about Bramblewood Tracker on Reddit. Still waiting. The longer I wait, the better my odds of getting pared down and unfortunately stomping somebody that has no business matching up against a 3-0 deck. Good luck, Gohan. This is a terrible first hand. We level Gravegeist, I guess? Battle. In turn. Side lane is fine here because if my opponent happens to luck into a Zombie Titan, Gravegeist still kills the Zombie Titan. Tower Scout. That's a bit disappointing. And Thunderstomp. Okay. I would love to play Razortooth Stalker. Unfortunately, because of him playing Tower Scout in mid, there's nowhere I can play it that will get through. So instead, I'm going to play Ambusher and Stormweaver in my side lanes. My opponent is on AT. He's played Tower Scout and a Thunderstomp. I'm perfectly fine with him leveling Thunderstomp in a deck that, at least thus far, has not shown any signs of Utera, and it will not. So it's got very limited dino options. Nano Swarm. Oh, man. Okay, that's 2 cards that I don't think are good for him to level. And a Cragwalker. That's not bad. If my Stormweaver was still active, that's terrible, but it's not, so. I think I level... So I've said this before. If I've got Rotfiend and Shambler in hand, I should level Shambler, because Shambler's less useful as an underdrop. Well, that's not actually true, because he's an 8-8. Rotfiend's only a 7-8. I level Rotfiend. Take out the Tower Scout with Rotfiend. Drop Spite Hydra in an open lane. That's a mistake. I should have battled first and put Spite Hydra in the side lane, because now I'm going to draw my Visage. No, I didn't. Somehow, I missed it this time. Yeah, the problem with Steel Watch or Steel Plate is that it can be really tricky to play effectively. I'm so tempted to Death Current here, but that is a bad, bad play. Oh, but it's so tempting. If I manage to save the Spite Hydra, it becomes big, but no. It is not worth doing. I don't know. I would have saved one of my 2 creatures. No, I would rather level up a Crusher and a Flowstone Primordial. Do not trick myself into playing bad cards, even if the board state sort of justifies it. Battlebrand, and he did have the Alloying card in hand. Vault Welder I am not scared of at all. We will use Crusher to overwrite the Stormweaver and play Razortooth Stalker, because if he blocks out the Stalker, my side lanes are open, and smack him in the face for a lot of damage. If he doesn't block out the Stalker, it will grow and be a better play than whatever the other card I passed on, the Gravegeist. I don't see... This is probably... Okay, so he did block out the Razor 2 Stalker, choosing instead to take 1222 damage. Wow. I'm kind of impressed. That would not have been my choice if I were in his position. So the Stalker is going to hit the Firemane Steed, so that if the Firemane Steed moves over to try and take out the Flowstone Primordial, it can't. I'd rather hit the Firemane Steed than the Techno-Gnome just because of the mobility. I want to... Well, actually... I don't know what to do here. No, I think I like hitting the Firemane Steed because that means he doesn't move it into 1 and take out hit the Flowstone Primordial twice. If it moves to 1, Flowstone kills it and lives. If I hit the Techno-Gnome, that 9 damage really doesn't do anything, especially since whatever I play in front of it. Well, and then I have these 2 lanes, so I have this lane to play with. I gotta move this guy over, battle, Rock Fiend in front of the Techno-Gnome, and Spite Hydra in 2. See if that's what... Yeah, that's what Arzikon says. Okay. Sad to miss the Flowstone Primordial level up. Now, Firemane Steed just runs into something and dies. Techno-Gnome runs into the Rot Fiend and dies. Vault Welder looks ineffective on the board. Still have to answer the Zithian Crusher in 5. Yeah, that's definitely the right play. And Aetherforge Oracle isn't doing anything for you, Gohan. Drop something with 8 health in lane 1. Come on. 8 health, lane 1, right now. Oh, man. Catacomb Spider. Ping the Warlord and Infernal Visage. Push another 31 damage. Heal up my 2 side lane creatures. I think this game is over. I could be wrong, but I am very far ahead right now. That doesn't actually take out my Spite Hydra. In fact, it doesn't even stop my Spite Hydra from hitting you. 13, 14, 15, 19... That's 20... Sorry. 12 and 15 is 27. 28, 29. And he concedes. Good game, Gohan. And my 2 elite tickets in my platinum pack. Excellent. I have changed my policy on platinum packs. They go into my